Hi, fancy meeting you here. How are you today? I was concerned about, or it's been in the back of my mind, right? Like, what is this going to mean for name brand? And I'm not on Zepbound. I'm on Mounjaro for type 2 diabetes. I am not on this medication to lose weight. I am not on this medication to help with inflammation. I am not on this medication, for my PCOS or my sleep apnea or any of those things. However, I am on it for type 2 diabetes management. And the plus side is it does all those things too. It helps with my PCOS symptoms. It helps with the inflammation that I have overall throughout my body. It helps with, it's supposed to help with the sleep apnea. I don't really know because I haven't been using my machine. And I should probably get tested again to see where we're at. Maybe I'll reach out to my sleep charge clinic and ask them if I could get retested because it's been a year. Go from there, I am reaping the benefits of the side effect of weight loss. Yes, I am. Absolutely, 100%. But I am not on this medication for that. I was already doing that journey on my own for, a year and a half before I came to a screeching halt and my body just wouldn't give up nothing else. Just wouldn't. I was just stuck. And then here we are on Mounjaro, and my body just said, okay, you're giving me the other things that I need. You are making up for what I required in order to continue to lose weight. So, great. I'm reaping the benefits. Yes, 100%. But I understand that I am not on this medication for that. I get that. I was, however, concerned that going from hundreds of thousands of people being able to have access to Compound, and suddenly it's been taken away from them because of the fact that a lot of telehealth agencies who once said, we will not stop, don't worry, you will not lose access to your medication, we will continue, and then suddenly days before said, haha, just kidding, never mind, we are stopping and you will not get any more doses. Yes, we know we've already been charged. We will see about getting you your money back. And that's the end of that. So for me, I was like, okay, well, what is that going to mean? Because everybody keeps saying, oh yeah, that means there's going to, all of a sudden the name brands are going to be back in shortage again because everybody's going to be flocking to them. I'm merely trying to understand because I don't like when people just are being told over and over again, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. We got this, we figured it out, we can do this. When really, they don't know. They don't know any more than I know or any more than you know. All we know is that some pharmacies are going to continue to do what they have been doing all along and bring in that money for as long as they can. Is it going to make it, difficult to once again get the medication? Because I've only had twice where I had an issue. Once when I went up to 5 and I still found it the same day, but I had to call like 11 or 13. I don't remember if it was 11 or 13 pharmacies. I know it was an odd number. Different pharmacies. And I had to drive a distance to go pick it up and back. It took me like an hour and like maybe 30 minutes round trip to do that. And it was only like 8 miles away. But, downtown Fort Worth at rush hour in the rain, it just took that long, right? So I went and picked it up. And then the next time I had an issue was when I went to, was it 7.5? I don't remember if it was 7.5 or 10, but it was one of those two. And I had an issue with my pharmacy because after that, I was still being able to pick it up within 2 days of putting in the order, right? And I was like, okay, that's cool. No big deal. But then suddenly it was 3 days and 4 days and 5 days, and I still wasn't getting the medication. And I was calling them, and they're like, we put in the order every single day, and we just cross our fingers that it shows up, because it doesn't always show up. And we're like, okay. So then I took my own advice, because I'd been telling people, I've been hearing, not that I had experience, but I've been hearing that Walmart, Sam's Club, and Costco have no issue with filling their prescriptions for Mounjaro or Zepbound. So I decided, or Ozempic or Wegovy on top of that. So I said, you know what? I have a Costco membership. I have access to the Costco pharmacy, which I don't think you need a Costco membership to have access, but I do have one, and I do go to Costco, and it is down the street from my doctor. So let me call them. So I called them, and they had it. So I had them transfer my prescription to Costco, and since then I have been calling every refill time. Hey, do you guys have, at that time I was asking, do you have 10 or 12 and a half in stock, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be going up or staying on the same dose. And every time they're like, yep. I said, okay. So I have all of my other prescriptions, and it's starting to get a little tangled now, but I have all my other prescriptions going to my regular pharmacy, which is like half a mile away from my house, and Costco is like, I don't know, 6 miles away. But I can take a freeway to get there, but I don't have to. So I have talked to my doctor, and I said, hey, I'm having trouble getting it from my regular pharmacy. Can we only send Long Live Chike, Fort Worth Legend, literally? I have no idea what that means, but okay. So I asked my doctor, hey, is it possible that I can get strictly the Mounjaro going to Costco and everything else going to my regular pharmacy? And they said, yeah, absolutely. I said, okay, cool. And I explained to her what was happening, and she was like, that was really, really, really smart of you to do that. And, you don't want to fall behind on your doses. This is something that's really important, and it's helping you control your A1C and your insulin. And this is, I'm not insulin dependent. My body's natural insulin, right? And so, or lack thereof, I guess. But she was like, that's really smart of you. I'm happy to do that. I said, okay, great. So that's what I've been doing. And then lately, it's been getting mixed up, and a bunch of my prescriptions are like split down the middle. So I'm getting some still going to my regular pharmacy and some going to Costco, and it's like a mess. So yeah, I don't know. And I don't know how to fix it. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just do what I got to do. And every once in a while, I'll just transfer the medication to my regular pharmacy, because I don't want to go all the way to Costco. And my regular pharmacy, the pharmacy is open every single day, and they have very lengthy hours. And Costco pharmacy is not open on Sundays, and they don't have as wide of a hour option as my regular pharmacy. So, it is fine for me to do it for Mounjaro. They fill it the same day. So on Wednesday, when I'm done with my doctor, I just drive to Costco. I wait there for a while, and instead of coming home, I wait there for a while, get my prescription, and come home. So I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to get it. They did fill it for me. They did have it. They actually had it ready yesterday about 5:30, which I couldn't go get it because I'm already at work. So I went today when I got up, and I have my 12.5 here. So at least, I'm being realistic. I am being realistic. So I got my 12.5. And I am honest with myself that it is a very real possibility that although they didn't have an issue today, there might be an issue next month, or the month after, or the month after. I really don't know. And I'm not saying that I don't know, because it feels like a double-edged sword, because I I want people to have access to their medication, even if it is through name brand, through Eli Lilly, like Eli Lilly Direct, or if it's through, Mochi or Ampoule or Join Fridays or whoever. I just want you to have your access to your medication, those of you who need it. And I don't know how that's going to continue for some people if there's not a shortage going on. So it's like, I want there to be a resolution without affecting other people who need it. You know what I mean? Like, I want there to be a solution for everyone, but I don't know how that's possible. And I don't even know like what that would look like to have a solution for everyone. I have no idea. So yeah, but I also do hope that there is no shortage. I hope there's no shortage. I hope that this really is resolved, because I want to have access to my medication regularly. I don't want to have to, jump through hoops to find a pharmacy that has it for that day, especially because it is very difficult for me to do that now. Before, when I started, I was on an in and out of work regularly because I was dealing with my body just trying to do other things besides keep me alive. And so I was out of work a lot because I was getting blood transfusions, iron transfusions. I was not able to function on a regular person level, even at the lowest level of, normality. I didn't have it in me. So I didn't have a whole lot to do during the days, and I definitely didn't have to go clock in, And now that I do have to do that, it's a lot more difficult for me to be able to do that and go pick it up, because a lot of places at that time, and I don't know about how it's working now, but a lot of places at that time were giving limits to, once it's filled, you need to come get it right away, or they are going to release it to somebody else because they had such a limited amount. And I think my regular pharmacy is still doing that because they are still having a hard time getting it. But that just tells me that it is the distributor or their warehouse that they get it through. Because why is it that Costco, Sam's Club, and Walmart have very little issues doing that, if any issue at all? And the other pharmacy, that pharmacy for a really long time didn't have an issue either. And then suddenly they did, but then there's places like my local CVS and my local Walgreens that cannot get them at all. I don't even think they try, to be honest with you. And I think that they are pushing away from filling those prescriptions. And I know that there are a lot of like smaller pharmacies that are pushing away from getting those prescriptions filled too, because they say it is really, really, really losing money for them. And I don't know how that works. I don't know why it is that the pharmacy has to pay a certain number of money to the pharmacy or the warehouse or whatever, yet they only get reimbursed, whatever set amount. Why aren't they only paying what they're... I just don't understand. I don't understand. But I don't need to understand fully. It perplexes me, to be honest with you. But I am grateful that I was able to fill my prescription today. And I mean, really, that's all I can do. The 12.5 right now is working pretty well, actually. I did notice, this is my third injection on it. I didn't notice it the first time, but I don't know if I just didn't notice or if it just didn't dawn on me or what. But this week I noticed that it was already Tuesday, and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, because I take my injections on Wednesdays. So Tuesday and Wednesday tend to be the day that I eat the most. I'm not necessarily back with like the food noise and all of that, but my appetite suppression is like really, 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 really like gone by then, right? And I can continue to eat a substantial amount of food. Don't get me wrong, I'm not, but I could. And say on a normal day, I'm only able to eat half a sandwich before I'm full, right? Okay, for one day, David and I went to Jimmy John's because I got free sandwiches for us for dinner. And we got a regular size sandwich each. And we split my regular sandwich. And I told him, take your sandwich to work tomorrow. We'll split my sandwich. And if you want more, eat the other part of your sandwich or whatever. But, you know, whatever you leave, just take it to work tomorrow. And if you end up eating it all, that's fine. We'll make you something else. And he said, okay. So he ate my half a sandwich and I was only able to eat half of my half. So I ate a quarter of the sandwich, right? And you guys know, I do not eat until I get full. I eat until I'm satisfied. And then I stop because within 15, 20 minutes, I'm full. But if I eat until I'm full, then I will be miserable within 15 to 20 minutes. So I ate until I was satisfied. And I still ended up with like half of my half, right? So I ended up with a quarter about. It was a little bit more than a quarter that was left. And I told him, you know what? I'm good. Do you want the rest of this? And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. He already knows the way I eat. So he was like, okay. And so he ate it, right? And the next time we went again on a Tuesday, which is the day that my appetite suppression is pretty much non-existent, right? So we went again. We got the same thing. We each got a regular sandwich. We split my sandwich. And this time we got the same exact sandwich. Last time he got a different kind. So this time we got the exact same sandwich. The only thing is I hate mayonnaise, tomatoes, and onions. So I do not get it in my sandwich. Told him, if you want that, you need to ask them to put it on the side. He was like, no, I'm fine without it. Because he likes mayonnaise. He likes tomatoes. He doesn't really eat onions. He likes them, but he doesn't really eat them because it gives him heartburn. So he doesn't really eat them. So I told him, you know, I'll get you, they have like mayonnaise packets to go. So I'll grab you one of those. And he was like, okay. So I was able, on Tuesday of that time, I was able to eat my whole half before I was satisfied, right? And that is a big difference between, you know, I forgot when we went. It was like the week prior, I think. So maybe it was like Thursday, let's say. So it was a big difference between those two meals that I was able to eat, right? But this week that just passed on Tuesday, what did I eat? I don't remember. I just remember taking my thyroid medication, and you guys know I take my thyroid medication and I don't eat anything for at least 30 minutes, sometimes more than an hour, just because I don't really eat in the mornings. I just really don't. So I finally got around to eating something, but I noticed, I think I had like half an apple, right? So I was like, you know, I'm a little snacky. I wasn't really hungry, but I'm a little snacky. I'll eat something. So I ate half an apple and I split it with David. I cut the whole apple and I gave him half and I ate the other half. And then I split a kiwi between us. And then we had some strawberries. So I ate like 2 strawberries and he ate, you know, a handful of strawberries. And I ate that plate, but it took me a couple of hours to eat the plate because I was working, right? So it wasn't like I could just sit there and eat. So I was like, you know, picking up pieces of fruit as I'm working. So it took a couple of hours. And then suddenly I realized it was like 6 or 7 p.m. and I hadn't eaten actual food yet. And I was like, today's Tuesday, isn't it? And David was like, yeah. I was like, I've made it this far in the day and I wasn't even hungry at all. Like, okay. And then Wednesday came And I was like, and I did the same thing. You know, I made a plate of fruit and I was like, huh, I'm not hungry. And it wasn't that I couldn't eat, because I could eat if I wanted to. Like, I could eat. It's not like I'm just like, ew, food, can't do it. And I know that there are times that that does happen. But that wasn't what was happening. I just wasn't hungry. But that's not normal for a Tuesday and Wednesday. So the 12.5 is doing its thing, and it's 12.5ing. So awesome. Because with the 10, I was even starting to get hungry Mondays, even sometimes on Sunday. And I was like, ooh, you know, so I was having like a good 3 days worth of the medication, like really, really doing its thing with my appetite. And I don't really have cravings. I have more wants than I have cravings. Like, oh, I want to eat ice cream because it's 90 degrees outside and it sounds good. Or I see a commercial for it on TV and it sounds good, you know, but I don't really need, like, I don't have this incessant need to eat it, you know, like I'm not craving it and I could just forget about it. And there was a while there, I think I was on 7.5, where suddenly I wanted cheesecake one day and I didn't eat it. And then the next week around Monday or Tuesday, I wanted it again and I didn't eat it. And it took me like a month to finally get a piece of cheesecake. And when I finally had a piece of cheesecake, the want for cheesecake went away. But I wasn't craving it. It wasn't like I need to eat it and I'm not going to think about anything else until I eat this. Like, I'm not going to be satisfied with anything on earth until I eat this. You know, and that's the way my cravings used to be. My cravings used to be, I do not want anything. I will not be satisfied with anything until I get this specific thing. And I no longer get that. And that is just like amazing to me. It's amazing to me. And now I have like this want for like fruit because it's the time of the year where, don't get me wrong, I've said it before in the past and I'll say it again, the fruit here in Texas is disgusting in comparison to what I'm used to. However, right now at this time of year, it's actually the best it'll ever be for the year. And so I know that, so I want it more. So that's what I'm doing. I'm eating a bunch of fruit. And that's what I ate yesterday too. I ate another plate of fruit and I think I had a hot dog. I love hot dogs. All beef hot dogs. Because we had made hot dogs on Monday. We made chili dogs. And so we had 2 hot dogs left. So I ate one yesterday. And I just wasn't hungry. So I was like, okay, I just won't eat whatever. But that plate of fruit was like 500 calories just for that plate of fruit because it was a lot of fruit. And I was like, okay. It was the grapes that were the most calories. And I had no idea that grapes had that many calories. And I was like, okay. And I still don't know if grapes really have that many calories, but that's what it said on the new map. Watch. I think it was the only meal that I tracked yesterday, but let's see. Yeah, it was 10 grapes. So it called it 10 servings for 10 grapes. 340 calories. I don't know if you can see that. 340 calories. It had 1 serving, so it was half a cup of chunks, which it wasn't even half a cup. I would say maybe a quarter cup. And it was 41 calories. I ate half a pear, and that was 50 calories. I did eat a whole kiwi, and that was 42 calories, but the grapes are 340 calories, so that's a lot. And I'm going to eat that again today because it was good. It was so good. But yeah, so for those of you who are wondering, 12.5 is doing its thing, except for the fact that I had to change my magnesium, so I'm not having very regular bowel movements. But that could be a Mounjaro thing, but it could also just be a Delilah thing because I have IBS for many, 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 many years. And I've always had I know some people think that IBS is just pure like diarrhea. It's not. You can have IBS with constipation. It's called IBS-C. But mine varies. It could be constipation. It could be diarrhea. It could be a combination of. So I really don't know what is it from. So I'm not going to call it like a Mounjaro side effect because I don't know, but I do know that since I've changed the magnesium that I'm taking, I'm not having regular bowel movements. So I do need to go back to that, but they're on back order. So hopefully Monday. They said Monday they should. So on Monday, I'm going to order some. And we'll go from there. And David said he's fine with the magnesium pills that we have. So maybe I'll just order the one bottle for me and he'll just take the other one. I don't know. But so that's how this week is going. Yeah. But how are you doing? I hope you're doing great. I would love to hear all about it. Good, bad, ugly, down in the comments down below. Today, let's leave a heart emoji in the comments down below. Lets me know you made it this far. I'm going to give you your digital logs. Oops, sorry. And I'll see you soon. Bye.